Okay, so I never know how these testimonies are ever going to turn out. And when I come in, I usually have a plan, but today there is no plan for this new testimony. But um, with all the continuing changes and life events in my life, and with my family, you know, I've said it before, it throws a lot more into perspective. And also living with generalized anxiety. I had come to learn recently that I have a mild case of depression. Anybody who lives with an anxiety disorder, you can end up with living with depression. That's just a known fact because I even asked about it. And yes, that is true. So, on contrary belief, don't believe everything that you read, but make sure it's a medical provider or a psychiatrist or a psychologist that you're talking to. But yeah, I keep learning something new every day about myself, but I also have to work on my self-care, um, with what I have, and it's something I'll always live with, um, which is something that I've known for years. Well, so it just it's hard for some of us to function when stressful situations arise, and I'm one of them. So if you are in that position, or you're just now learning more about yourself with what you're, if it's anxiety or depression, because they can go hand in hand. Just to remind you, um, I had found something that I had written down a while back, and this was during the time I was going through more of the transitions in my life. And I wrote this because I write a lot of things that just come up off the top of my head, but it also comes out emotionally in a lot of ways, but it also comes out mentally. Like I said, they come up out of the top of my head. I am confident in who I am and have stayed true to myself through every challenge I've ever dealt with, and will continue to grow as an adult. I've gone through several changes in every chapter of my story and of my life at this point. Like I've said before, everybody has a story, and those stories can be very profound and very inspirational. And I've always been the kind of person who has always stayed true to me as a human being. I'm the kind of person that doesn't easily compromise with others, and I have I have butted heads with people, and that's just who I am as a person, as a human being. And if it, my closest friends and my family know this very well about me, that I could be very stubborn and very bullheaded. That's just who I am as a person, but I also have my moments where I'm really goofy and crazy and just come up with things up off the top of my head. It has nothing to do with my anxiety or the depression. It's just how I function as a human being. You know, every one of us are different. And I might have mentioned that before. We're all humanly imperfect. We're all different. We're all created uniquely. And the people who truly, truly support us are the ones you want to keep in your life. And if someone interferes with a relationship, whether it's a friendship or have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, and you have a family member who's trying to keep you away from that person, um, stick up for yourself and stick up for the other person. Know who you are as well, because obviously you're in that relationship for a reason. And I've gone through a lot of things these past couple weeks, and I think this is also another reason why I do these testimonies, is to uh, let you all know who I am as a human being. Pretty much, I can be talkative when I want to be too. I'm a real introvert, and I probably have mentioned that before. And a lot of that comes out in my writing. I've been writing a lot these days, and it's really keeping me sane in the process of also being around those who have been so supportive lately and really just been there, and I've been able to talk to, because in the long run it's helpful. But I'm also very independent, and I don't like to depend on other people when it comes to certain instances or circumstances or situations. That's just who I am. I'm very independent. You wouldn't see that unless you actually knew me well enough. But yeah, I'm very independent. I have a very independent streak. If I'm determined to do something, I'm going to do it. That's just another part of who I am as a person. And I appreciate the people in my life who are supportive and who are always there for me in the long run. So if you have that support system in your life, you hold on to that, because that's a very precious thing to have. Not everybody has that. So I encourage people to always be true to themselves, to be real, and to always, find an outlet that you're passionate and you're good at. When you're passionate, it comes across in your personality. And a lot of people who follow me on Instagram see that. Those of you who follow me on Twitter will see that, or on my author's Facebook page, you'll see that. And I'm looking forward to bringing a lot of good things to you this month. This is the first day of May. I have some projects in the works, so I'm really looking forward to sharing a lot of stuff with you this this summer and this spring season. So a very short testimony today. I'm always happy to come in and share whatever it is that's on my mind, or just some things in general. So that's just who I am more as a human being. I always appreciate you always tuning in and always watching my testimonies. It means a lot to me. Thank you so much.